Three Cool Kids by Rebecca Emberley. Once upon a time, in a big city, in a small open lot, lived the three cool kids: Big, Middle, and Little. Biggest was the oldest of the three. He was large and dark, with great curling horns, of which he was very proud. Being both bossy and saucy by nature, he put himself in charge. He worked hard taking care of his brother and sister. Middle was in between her two brothers, which is how she got her name. She was just a bit vain, and wore many jingling silver bracelets. She was very proud of her brilliant white wool, and spent most of the money she made from kids sitting on lotions and potions for her gleaming curls. Little was the youngest of the three cool kids. He was very proud of his big brother and sister, and of his new red sneakers with purple laces. He was constantly prancing and dancing around, but he was careful when he played to not get his sneakers dirty. The three cool kids liked the lot that they lived on. They had been there for as long as any of them could remember. On two sides, it had nice tall buildings that gave shade in summer and protected them from wind in winter. The front was open to sun and had a good view of the neighborhood. But after many years of grazing, the grass and weeds were getting sparse, and a great deal of construction was going on next door. They were taking down the tall buildings. The work was very noisy, dusty, and dirty. Soon they would be unprotected. They needed a change. They knew where they wanted to go. Across the street and down the block there was a vacant lot. It was full of sweet green grass and delicate weeds to eat. On one side of the lot there was a beauty shop that would make Middle happy. On the other was a recycling center where Big and Little could find some work and maybe some delicious snacks. Oh, it was very tempting. But something held them back from moving. They had heard all the tales about a huge rat that lived in a sewer under the street. Everyone in the neighborhood had talked about it for years. No one had actually seen it, but terrible stories were told about those who had tried to cross the street and had never come back. "It's just a rat," said Big. "I can't believe one silly, smelly little rat could be that bad." "Hmm," mumbled Little. "I wonder if he swallows you whole or—" "Oh no," Middle groaned. "I don't like the sound of this. I think we should wait." So they stayed on their lot, hoping that someday things would improve, but they never did. One day, when they were down to their last weed, Big decided that the time had come to move on. I don't, I don't believe in fairy tales, he snorted. We will cross the street. Middle and Little stomachs were growling, so they were easily convinced. The three cool kids trotted down the block. They reached the corner and looked across the street. They could see the vacant lot and smelled the sweet green grass. They stood there with their noses twitching. Little was so excited he could not stand still. "I will go first," he offered, jumping off the curb. "I am not afraid," he muttered to himself. He started across the street. Squeacha, squeacha, squeacha went his sneakers. Suddenly he stopped. He heard a terrible sound and smelled a terrible smell. "Who is making that horrible noise on my street?" screeched the gruesome voice. Something peered out of the sewer grate with nasty yellow eyes. Lowell stood trembling in his sneakers. He looked into the murky darkness of the sewer. It was a rat, the biggest, ugliest rat he had ever seen. "It is only me, Little Cool," he said. Snuff, snuff with the rat. "You smell delicious. I think I will have you for my lunch." And he poked his greasy whiskers through the grate. "Oh, how rude," bleated Little. "I am not for your lunch. My big sister is coming, and she will tell you what's what." Ka-chinga, chinga, chinga. Middle's bracelets made a nice sound when she walked. Little felt better. He leapt onto the sidewalk. Squanch. "Aye!" shrieked the rat. "Who's making that frightful noise on my street?" Middle stopped. She smelled the rat's foul breath and shivered. I am Middle Cool," she stammered. Snuff, snuff with the rat. "You smell sweet. I think I'll have you for my lunch instead." "Oh, how rude!" shouted Middle. "I am not for lunch. My big brother is coming, and he'll tell you what's what." She gave him slimy out a white berth and scrambled up on the curb. Chinga, chinga, chinga. All this noise had given the rat a headache. "I am really hungry now," he grumbled. "I wish I had something really big for lunch." He was about to get his wish. Big approached the sewer grate. Clomp, clomp, clomp. "Yar!" groaned the rat. Who's making that monstrous noise on my street? It's me, Big Hole, Big snorted. What is your problem? Sniff, sniff, snuff. No problem now, growled the rat, licking his crusty lips. You look big enough for lunch and dinner. But Big was not afraid. You are a rude and repulsive creature, he boomed. No one has cool kids for lunch. He stepped back and charged the great ring, ring, ring. His great horns crashed across the bars. Yay! Wailed the rat, covering his ears. I hate that noise. Big chomped those filthy mottled whiskers and stared into those nasty yellow eyes. Are you going to let me cross? He asked. But I'm hungry, whined the rat. Listen, and I'll tell you what's what, Big thundered. You will go elsewhere for your meals, and that is that. He rose up on his legs and came down hard. When his great hooves on the grate, crunch, when his hooves on the street, splash, went the rat as he fell into the sewer. I guess I'm not so hungry anymore, he snibbled as he floated away with the rest of the debris. He was never heard from again. Big, middle, and little danced a little dance. Squincha, squincha, squinka, ka-ching, go-chinga, chinga, clomp, clomp, clomp. And they moved on to the new lot right then and there. And if you ask him, they can tell you that the grass was very sweet on the other side of the street.